The question you need to ask yourself right now is, are we currently hitting a bottom, or have we gone into a bear market move? In this video, we are going to have a look at some of the most critical factors that will help you to make a decision, to understand what your next moves are. Thank you for coming back to the Crypto Bliss channel and community. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Of course, clearly you have been enjoying the previous content, and as you know, I've had a tremendous amount of stuff to go through and to deal with at the moment, but I'm still here and I'm showing up as possibly often as I could right now. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to give you content that is just for the sake of giving you content. I want to give you some super awesome alpha, and that's why I'm going to break it down for you in this video here. So make sure you stay tuned with me right until the very end. Now, at this point in time, there's some breaking news that there will be no tariffs on China, and that is 100% confirmed, and that the deal will be signed by the 27th of November, which is absolutely incredibly and mega bullish for crypto. Now, the one thing I want to say to you is that there is so much noise that happens out there in the market. There are so many things that are busy going on. The real truth right now that you need to know is you just need to accumulate your Bitcoin and your Ethereum. That is all you need to do, and even Solana. I would say those three at this point, as long as you stack in your bags and some of those, especially Bitcoin, you're in a good place. Stack it, forget about it, come back later, you'll see you'll be wealthier. That's the real truth behind Bitcoin. Now, for the rest of them, who knows what's going to happen? Regardless of any particular events I'll point out and in this video, who knows where we're going from here? What we do know is that crypto will pump very, very soon, according to some of the data. That's not what I'm saying. I'm sharing with you the data. You will make the decision for yourself, my friend, because this is one of the most interesting things that I have seen. Now, this is from 3 days ago, this post already, but just in, Tether CEO Paulo Ardoino says it's Bitcoin Black Friday. For me, I read that as potentially this Friday is Black Friday Bitcoin. We could absolutely and undoubtedly potentially see another Black Swan event, because as we know, this previous event here was the biggest Black Swan event we've seen in all of crypto in a tremendous amount of time. So I do want to point out to you that right now we are still falling, as you can see. Are we going to get Bitcoin continuing to fall up until Black Friday, and then potentially on Black Friday, we could actually see one of the biggest buying opportunities and discounts we have ever received on Bitcoin? My friends, I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing, because even Eric Trump says that money will flow out of gold and into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the greatest asset we have ever seen. Now, I will share more proof at the end of the video around exactly that. The money flows out of Bitcoin and out of gold and back into Bitcoin. I'll show you at the end, so be patient with me. But even BlackRock unfortunately sold 500 million worth of Bitcoin, the largest outflow since inception. So no wonder we're seeing some selling pressure from last week here, my friends. It's okay. We've broken this level. To be very honest, we are in a very much a downtrend right here, right now. And that's a deep pullback, deep enough pullback. And if we had to pull that pullback from the top to where we are, which we're currently breaking right now, that's a 26% move. Sometimes Bitcoin can go down 35 odd percent, which is going to bring us down to the 83,000 level, my friend. That's looking like the next support level down here, because we've now broken this support level. Well, you actually can't see that. You can't see that with my video in the way. So it's currently breaking this area, and we're currently looking like that is the next area. So this is 84,000, my friends. I don't know if we're going to go down there. We'll see. I have added a lower position. Stay tuned and I'll show you in a short bit. But even Harvard University just bought $320 million in Bitcoin ETFs, increasing exposure. Now, if BlackRock just sold, call it $500 million worth, wonder where that $500 million went. Maybe it went to Harvard buying it for 320 million of that 500,000. I don't know. They're buying it from an ETF. So the data's there, my friends. The data is there. Even Anthony Scaramucci says Bitcoin will be bigger than Amazon and Nvidia because millions of investors will buy and never sell it. Honestly, I'm one of those people right now, and 200,000 is too low for Bitcoin. So stick with me. We're going to have a look at what those numbers look like in a short moment, because even the Fed has injected 2.2 billion in the markets 3 days ago. They're expected to put another 10 to 20 billion dollars in the market tomorrow, and they plan to inject over 500 billion dollars by the year end, and call it 30 plus 40, we're like 43 days away from the year end, my friends. 43 days, which is going to start tying up into some of the information I'm going to share on the next post. Yes, this is massively bullish for Bitcoin. We're not guaranteed that this is going to happen or that it will happen. But when you have one of the biggest liquidity giants in the world, they own trillions of dollars worth of oil, my friends. The UAE Sovereign Wealth Fund just increased their Bitcoin position by 230% to 517 million. The Middle East is coming. If they 2.3x to 5.3, that means they just bought the other 200 odd million, perhaps, that BlackRock sold. So why did we not have all of that buying pressure back in when the same amount that has exited here through the BlackRock sell? Why would the 500 odd million, it's even a bit more, not be creating the opposite effect here? I can't tell you that, my friends, but what I do know is that the market is going to fool you so much. You need to be able to distinguish those patterns, because even the SEC chair Paul Atkins says the SEC will ease crypto and Bitcoin regulation, which again is massively bullish. Breaking news, the White House official confirms the administration is working to get major crypto market structure bill signed into law by the end of 2025. And as I believe, we are probably going to see that bill signed in today, tomorrow even, according to this Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong. I can't remember right now. Sorry guys, my head is very wild today. Lots of activity happening in there. But according to this, Justin, the world's highest IQ holder, just said that Bitcoin is going to 220,000 in the next 45 days. Do you think it will happen or not? I'd like to know your views down in the comments below. Leave a comment for me down in the comments of the video, please. I would love to know what your thoughts are. If it does end up doing that, that coincides with what I've just shared with you, that Bitcoin before the end of the year could certainly rocket ship in price action to the upside. Because even Tim Draper, a billionaire, has said that Bitcoin is going to 250,000 in the next 45 days. So tighten your seatbelts. Now, my friends, when you have the fear and greed index, pointing out to you, yesterday was the worst fear we've seen in I don't even know how long, and extreme fear at 14. If we have to go over the last 1 year and we have to look, the last time that the 10 level of fear was reached was down here on March. Then all of a sudden we spiked really hard back up to greed, which means that there would have been a spike back into the price action, meaning that we became bullish after being so bearish and fearful, right? The market sentiment right now is in fear. You should be taking the wildest opportunities and risks here right now. Without that being financial advice, my friends, I'm sharing with you what it is that I'm doing. Because if Bitcoin is to exceed the market cap of gold, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Silver, Amazon, just has been stated here by Scaramucci, well then, my friends, while Bitcoin sits at $1.8 trillion, Nvidia is all the way up at 4.5, meaning we have 2x to get up to 2.5x to pretty much get up to there. And then eventually we have about a 15x to overtake gold. But that doesn't mean that gold is not going to go even higher. And the following chart is going to show us where, what, why, and how right now. But before I do that and show you that chart, please make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. Make sure you have obliterated the like button on this video, and ensure that you have signed up for my Bybit link, which will give you up to $30,000 deposit bonus. Now, if you have a look at my Fibonacci is pointing to the fact that we've broken now the 382, which is at 94,500. And we are now potentially heading down to the 87,000 level, which is around 0.236, which is down here. Now, if I look at that level, have a look at where all of that support is right over there. That gives me good confidence that we perhaps break through this blue horizontal level, which we're kind of reaching towards right now, and we spike down and make a massive pullback up. Guys, if we do that, you can see actually I've got another entry on the blue level. If we still pull back down here, I'll add another entry down there, and I'll just keep moving this down until I believe we've kind of reached this level here. If we do end up going down this far, I don't know if we're going to do that. Of course, I'm not a genie, but the same thing is busy happening with Ethereum. And as you can see, Ethereum, I believe, and I've put another entry at this level, which will help me bring my stop loss down to around the 2,300 odd level, which gives me a bit more breathing room. I do believe that we perhaps slowing down on Ethereum. We can see the sell pressure is diminishing. So I would expect some sort of recourse any moment soon. Now, what I do want to bring to your attention is as much as we have the volume indicators here, let's go and pull out our golden cross. So yes, everybody has been talking about the golden cross potentially coming up here in the next few days. However, we do tend to have these strong pullbacks where price does move onto the moving average, which we've seen here. Right now, the price is actually under the moving average and closed some candle below it, last week's candle. We could be seeing something along this line here with a very deep pullback here, and then we could eventually just curl back up here. I'm not sure. I don't have a genie in a lamp, my friends, but the real truth about this is we've had a sell signal here. We got told to sell Bitcoin right there. We were told to sell some Bitcoin right there. I mean, look at what you could have done there. Right now, I think it is about time to buy some Bitcoin. I would not be selling any more Bitcoin around this area. Yes, on the weekly, we've got a bit of gap here. I have to be very real with you. And that brings us all the way back down to kind of 68,000. I don't quite think we're going to go that deep. But, my friends, if we do, for whatever reason that may be, that then tells us we've had the short-lived rally kind of into the highs here, and we're pulling back down to the previous highs, which almost does what the previous bear market cycles do, which is quite an interesting scenario, right? I don't quite know or believe that we're at the end of the cycle. If we do pull down there, cool, so be it. I think we'll have massive buy on Bitcoin at that point. And if you have a look at this very strong support trend line here, at the worst down there. But guys, that is way too bearish right now for my liking. especially with everything that is busy going on and happening. Way too bearish right now, as I said. And cool, I think this is distraught for me because we've closed a very bearish candle underneath the lowest point of the moving averages, quite far down as well. And usually when we do break the EMA ribbon here, my friends, unfortunately we do go into a bear market until we get back up into the ribbons and back up above it. Then we become a little bit more bullish. Right now we're under it, and I could expect more bearish action than bullish action, is all I'm saying to you. So if you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe to the Crypto Bliss community and make sure that you do not miss out on this incredible chart here. This is what I've been waiting to share with you. There have been previously 3 low signals on the copper to gold ratio. Every single time there is a low point, the price action is bullish. Low point, price bullish. Low point, price bullish. Low point right now, I would expect a massive rally and capital to flow out of gold and come into Bitcoin. If you appreciate where I'm coming from, if you believe that that's going to happen and your altcoin bags are finally going to pump, my friends, then you have come to the right place. Thank you for being here with me on the Crypto Bliss community. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.